Well, welcome back, everyone. You know, there are a couple of workshops that you might want to take part in, and here to discuss that is Kristina Keller, Community Services Director for West Ohio Community Action Partnership. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go ahead and start right off the bat with Bridges. That was the one we were going to start with first, right?
Yep.
Bridges Out of Poverty. This sounds very interesting. So tell us what this is all about.
Bridges Out of Poverty, it can be presented in many different ways, but what I'm offering at WOCAP right now, I'm trying to get other agencies in town, so social service agencies, people who work with low-income people, interested in a workshop for their employees.
Yeah.
And it would be a 4-hour workshop. The Bridges Out of Poverty concept is a powerful set of concepts that just highlight the differences between the economic classes and provide some understanding of the issues that people living in poverty deal with.
Right, which is very important, because if you don't know, you just don't know. You know, so knowledge is always key. If you think that, you know, everything is hunky-dory, guess what? It might not be.
Right, and there are, one of the concepts that Bridges teaches you is hidden rules, and each class has their own set of hidden rules. And if you grew up in middle class, you might not know what are those hidden rules for people living in poverty and wealth. Yeah. And people living in poverty might not know some of the middle class hidden rules. Right. And most institutions, education, different agencies you deal with are set up at the middle class level. So knowing more and more rules of the middle class is helpful to people living in poverty.
Yeah. Knowledge is really a key to accepting and understanding, you know, different variables and different, you know, situations. So this is so important. Now, if somebody is really interested in signing up for this, if it was like a corporation or a company, they could just call the number, right?
Yep, the number is 419-227-2586, and my extension is 141, or you can just ask for me by name, Kristina Keller.
Yeah, and then we have another workshop that's coming up. It's called Getting Ahead in a Just Getting By World. I love the title.
Yes, and that is geared towards people living in poverty. And I actually just started a class last week, and each session, or each class is 16 sessions. And for this particular one, we're meeting on Tuesday and Thursday evenings for the next 8 weeks.
Okay, so what kind of, this class is obviously, it's kind of like a small group, right? So it's like, like a big group that meets, but a smaller group. And you meet at each session, and what is this actually, does this help you help understand poverty or get out of poverty, or all of the above?
All of the above. What it is a workbook we follow, and it's called Getting Ahead in a Just Getting By World. Yeah. So it's very easy to follow along with a workbook, and that is something that every individual who signs up, they get their workbook. And for example, we just kind of worked through the first module, which was learning about our situation now and kind of focusing on you know, how much are we paying for rent? Is it where they tell you it should be, and 30% of your income should go towards housing? And if you're paying more than that, what are some of the problems and issues that causes? So yeah, that's just the first module, and like I said, we're going to be going on for 8 weeks, and then anyone can call me now to sign up for the next session, which will probably start mid or late March, depending on who signs up and when they're ready to go.
Well, this is such a great group, because if you think about it, you know, you have, not only are you learning about different skills and just the knowledge of different variables that will get into maybe getting you ahead, but it's also networking. You know, you can network amongst each other and amongst, you know, the leader of the group, and you know, because sometimes getting ahead is not just what you know, but who you know.
You hit it right there, exactly. That is actually one of the resources that we talk about, because people who are in poverty lack resources other than income, other than finance. There's other resources, and one of them is social networking. And having those connections, because like you said, a lot of times it is who you know to give you that chance, basically.
Yeah, that little bit of an edge. So, all right, so I appreciate you coming out today. I hope these classes are full, because, Chris, these are wonderful classes that, you know, really can make a difference for someone that just might be struggling and just have that little push or a little bit of knowledge or
Yep.
that little bit of outcome that they're looking for, that this could help. So
Yep, we're excited about it.
Yeah, good. Well, thanks for coming today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.